What's going on? My name's Tony Bursick, and if you don't know me, I'm a 20-year-old online fitness coach who helps men who are either skinny fat or fat, have low confidence, trying to get into better shape, trying to become confident and become the man that they know they can be. And they're usually struggling with time because they're busy as fuck. Because you know what? Hey, we all got jobs. We all got things we gotta do. We all got lives. So it can be really stressful sometimes to balance work, having the social life, and prioritizing, improving yourself. So I help men who are struggling with that and get them into the best shape they can be, more confident they've ever been, they ever dreamed of, and, help them level up. But today in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 moments that completely changed my life. Okay? Now, these are really defining moments in my life where my mindset shifted completely. Okay? So I want to break all these down with you, talk about how I got there, and what really made me hit the breaking point with this and what it did for me in the long run. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so these are the 5 moments that completely changed my life, my whole mindset. And before I even get into that, I threw up a few pictures here just to kind of let you understand, different points in my life. Like this here, this is when I first started working out. And, I had no confidence, straight up. Like, this was honestly one of the first photos I ever took where I showed my face. I'd always cover my face with my phone. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's true. And then this here, this was a dark time. This was a dark time where I was coping with drinking and smoking. I was insecure. I was going through it. I got fat. I got fat as shit, as you can see. Look at these fucking arms, like, ugh, ugh. And then obviously this is now. Your boy got jacked. Your boy got shredded. But anyways, point is that we're gonna go through each of these 5 key moments in my life that changed everything. Okay. So the first thing is the sauna suit. Okay. Now you're probably thinking the sauna suit. Looking at these photos, like, the fuck is this guy talking about? This has nothing to do with the sauna suit. Honestly, I was young. I was really young. Okay. I had to go to my mom's Facebook to find this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this was the age where I had to deal with this moment. And I use these 2 photos because you can see it in my face. Yeah, like, it was about a year difference, I believe, between these 2 photos. But I am way skinnier. You can see my face. And the reason for that wasn't because I started eating less or some shit like that. It's because my dad used to force me to run on the treadmill downstairs. Okay, my dad, he's a boxer, so it's his kind of training. He used to make me run on the treadmill downstairs for sometimes up to an hour. And, like, I'm not talking, like, just a light jog. Like, I would do, like, sprints, jog for, like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, he put me through it. And you know why he did that? Because he looked at me and said, "You're getting fucking fat. You look like a slob. No one's going to want to be with you." I was, like, I think 14 at the time. And you know what? It made me realize that no one's coming to save me. Okay? And I hated every moment of it. I fucking hated it so much when I had to run on that treadmill. It was horrible. And it wasn't the right way to lose the weight. It wasn't right for me. But you know what? It also made me realize that, shit, if I don't do something about it, about improving myself, then I'm never going to improve. So I did lose some fat. I was feeling bit better about myself in the long run. If I'm being honest, I was. But I hated it every fucking time he told me to come down. He told me to grab the sauna suit. I was dreading those days. If I wasn't playing hockey, I was doing that. And he started to cut out certain foods I could eat, like chips and stuff like that, because I was younger. Like, I craved shit like that. I was a big boy. I was going through it. I had moments where I was skinny fat, moments where I was fat. It's because my diet was shit. That's what it really came down to. But his method was for me to run on a treadmill with a sauna suit on. And that shit's traumatizing. I hear certain songs. I'm not even kidding. I hear certain songs and my brain instantly goes back to that moment. Back on the treadmill. It is fucked. It is fucked. But you know what? End of the day, I thank him for that. I thank him for putting me through that. Because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have learned that no one's coming to save me, and I want to create change. I got to do it myself. I got to take action myself, and it's not going to be easy to achieve the things that you want. You want to get in shape. It's not going to be easy. There's easier ways to go about it, but at the end of the day, nothing good comes easy in life. And that's one thing I learned through this. High school lunch break. Okay, so at this point, you can tell I was skinny fat. You can't really. I look really skinny, but ain't got no abs underneath there. None of that. I wasn't like skinny. I was skinny fat. I saw a good layer of fat underneath that. And I lifted the shirt up over here to show you that we're not gonna look at that haircut. That's atrocious. Damn, that's a big ass forehead. Anyways, high school lunch break. So when I went to high school in grade 9, I would have grade 10s who bullied me, like straight up bullied me. Let me clarify this. All the way up until I started working out, I was picked on. I was bullied. Straight up. Okay, it was from people that I considered friends at the time. It was from my dad. It was tough love, but I'm going to call it bullying because there's moments where it was. And it was horrible. And this right here was, I was getting my fucking lunch slapped out of my hands. And I wouldn't do shit about it because I was insecure and I was scared. Because I had no confidence. I had no sense of identity. So I let that shit happen. I let these guys come and smack my pizza that I just bought out of my hands. And I wouldn't do a thing about it. It was embarrassing. Sad. And you know what? Thank fuck COVID happened. Thank fuck. Because that's when I got away and I isolated. But me going through this made me realize, looking back now, is that people will always shit on you and kick you when you're down. But once you get up, they're going to treat you differently. Because those same guys that slapped my fucking lunch out of my hands, a year later, when I started going to the gym, and don't get me wrong, I did not look that good, but you could tell I looked better and I had more confidence. Those same guys were asking me for advice. They're glazing me. They're complimenting me all the time, saying, "Oh, you look sick, Anthony. Like, what'd you do? Sorry, Tony. Everyone calls me Tony. Anyways, they'd say I look like I'm looking way better. Like, ask me for tips and advice, all this stuff, and it blows my mind because you used to shit on me. You used to embarrass me, slap pizza out of my hands, slap me in the back of the head, just cause. And now you want my advice? I didn't give them a piece of advice because you know what? I will never, ever, ever help anyone who knocks on someone who's down, who is not confident and is clear. I'd never, ever help anyone like that. But this made me realize that I need to change who I'm around because I was so fucking done with the people I was around. It was depressing. I hated myself. I genuinely hated myself. And I hated that I allowed this stuff to happen to me. So we go to day 1 in the gym. Okay, so let's just give a little time gap in between these 2 times. COVID happened. Obviously, wasn't around those people anymore. I didn't go to school. I was doing online for a while. And I got close with my old stepbrother. He used to be my stepbrother. And, he wasn't in too bad a shape. He asked me if I want to go to the gym with him. Actually, I'm lying. I asked if I could go with him. Because I wanted help. I wanted to start working out. Because I could tell that, he was in better shape. He was confident. At the time, that's who I wanted to be like. So, obviously, I went to him and asked him for help considering I was close to him. And this photo right here is actually day 1 in the gym. My first day in the gym. I remember that vividly. I was fucking hurting for like a week after. I remember that. But my first day in the gym, this is such a big moment for me because this was a start to a new path. This was a start to realizing I can become who I want to be. I can create change. If I surround myself with the right people, I will level up. And don't get me wrong, you can level up by yourself. I did level up multiple times by myself too. But when you're around people who are pushing themselves to be better, and you're around people who are in a position that you want to be in, then naturally you're eventually going to get there because you're going to be around them all the time. You're going to push yourself. You don't want to be the one who's behind. You don't want to be the one in the friend group who isn't at the level, who's down here when they're up here. You don't want to be that. So day 1 in the gym was me realizing that I can become who I want to be. I can improve. I can become confident. And guess what? I fucking did. But let's talk about my breaking point. Okay. These time frames is about 2 years. You know, you can see pretty clearly I got fucking fat. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Look at that belly. Like, I was literally fucking built like that's my stomach. It's a pretty bad stomach. Like, that's my stomach. Let's just imagine that. Little arms. That was me. Okay, you see it right there. That's how I view myself. To this day, at least. But it was a 2-year point. And I just ate whatever I wanted. Wasn't paying attention to calories, anything like that. And throughout that time period, I was confident at some points because I saw improvements from where I was. But this was about 6 months after I got into my first relationship. No hate to the person whatsoever, but it was bad for me. It was very bad for me. Ate out all the time. The amount of fucking times I ate McDonald's or Hershey's fucking Kisses, whatever the fuck. Ate that shit way too much. Every night. And I ended up getting like 220 pounds. When we broke up, which, you know, no hate, but it was needed. Like, I broke. I genuinely broke. My mind broke inside. I was broken. And that's when I said enough is enough. Something needs to change. And this is where the previous moment in my life that no one else is going to do it. I need to do it. I need to take action. That moment kicked in a little bit. And what did I do? I fucking locked in. I locked the fuck in. 6 months. I went from 220 to 170. Fucking insane. And I was looking insane. Best I've ever looked at that point. And all I did during this time period was work, go to the gym. I mean, like, I'm so serious. And I was in school too. I was waking up, going to school, lunch, go to the gym. I'd go do cardio. After school, I'd go to the gym again, do a workout, go to work, get off, go to the gym again. If I was feeling it, if I was angry with myself. It wasn't healthy. I didn't need to go that much. But I hit my breaking point. I had enough. I needed to lock the fuck in. And that's exactly what happened. And I lost 50 pounds because of this. And you know what? Like, I was so proud of who I was. My confidence was at another level. All because I just locked in. I locked in. And like those 6 months were so nostalgic to me because I'd never been so focused on anything in my life up until that point. So determined. And, you know, no hate to that person once again, but that breakup was the best thing that ever happened to me because I transformed completely. And obviously, you know, looking at me now, you know that. You know that. But this taught me that I can't rely on anyone too hard. You can rely on people, but there's a breaking point to it. Because once you cross a line of comfortability, that's what also taught me too, actually. You can never get too comfortable. Because I got way too comfortable and I got fat. I put on about 40 pounds in that relationship. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight. Maybe 7 pounds of it at most was muscle. The rest was fat. It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing. But you can never be too comfortable. Because if you get comfortable, then you're going to get stuck. And you're going to go backwards. And that's what happened. I went backwards. So you never, ever, ever can get comfortable. And you always have to grind. If you want something bad enough too, you can do it. Because I am proof right here. 6 months. Took 6 fucking months. And I lost 50 pounds because I wanted it that badly. If you want something that badly and you work for it, you live it, you breathe it, it is fucking insane. In 3 months, what you can do. In 3 months. It is insane what you can do in 3 months. Because even my 3 month, I was in disbelief. 6 months, I'm not going to lie. My ego was through the roof for a little bit because I couldn't believe that I had veins. I couldn't believe I had abs. I couldn't believe I had an 8-pack. I found out I had an 8-pack. I went from never seeing my abs in my life to having an 8-pack. It was insane to me. It was insane. And this was such a defining moment in my life because my physical, everything changed. My head, my body, like my face, everything. But my mental changed so much too. I became so much mentally stronger and more confident. Obviously, I mean, fuck. Does it look like this guy right here is confident or this guy? No, he's not. Actually, no, he was a little bit because he was delusional. But compared to the other guy, these guys were not confident whatsoever. So at the end of the day, you need to always make sure that you never get too comfortable. That's what I learned here. Don't get too comfortable, and always, I don't want to say don't rely on people, because if you find someone that you're with, that I'm currently with someone right now that I can rely on because they push me to be better, but you can't rely on someone who makes you comfortable. That's all word that. You can't rely on someone who's going to make you feel comfortable, because if you get too comfortable, you're fucked. You're fucked. Any progress you made, down the drain. And now, the last point, the last realization I had, big moment. The realization that I can help other people who are in similar situations to me. Because shit, I had people throughout my journey helping me. Throughout my whole journey, there's two people that stick out to me that really helped me transform my mind and my body. And I love those people to death, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be today. I like to think that I'd still be in the same spot, similar spot, but they helped me a lot at an early age. And you know what? I realize now that I could help other people who were in similar situations as me, whether they're getting bullied, or they're insecure, they're getting treated like shit, they got comfortable in a relationship and they got fat, or they're just insecure about what they see in the mirror. They're insecure about themselves. They have no sense of identity. I've been there before. And I could help other people do it. And I realized I could help other people do it because I did it for one of my old best friends. My oldest best friend I have, I did it for him. I've done it for other people too now. I've helped them transform their entire lives. Bryson, Nikki, Noah, I've done it for them. So I realized that I could do it for so many other people out there. Because there's so many people who were like me, and they just don't talk about it. Because I didn't talk about it back then. I was too fucking scared to. So I realized I could help those people now myself. And that's what I want to do in life. I want to help other people who are stuck in similar positions as me, because I know that I was able to get out of it. And shit, I was fucking hopeless. I couldn't hold a conversation back in the day. Oh yeah, I'm super excited to work out. I remember word for word the first time I worked out with not my stepbrother, but the second person who's a best friend to me. Love you, brother. First time I worked out with him, and he's like, "Oh, you excited to work out, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm super excited." Like, couldn't hold eye contact. Body language said I was a pussy. Said I was scared. And guess what? That's not the case no more. And it's all because I let other people help me. I listened. And I took control of my life. Okay? You might stumble along the way. But that's also why I want to help, because I had stumbles that I didn't have to go through. I didn't need to go through. But I can help people avoid those stumbles. And instead of having a rocky path like me, you could have a more straight path, a more linear path. So which path do you want? You're in a position like I was, go ahead, go to the bio. My Instagram will be there. Go send me a message. Or even just book a call with me, and we can talk on the call, and I can see how I can help you. Because you know what? There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to have someone in your corner like how I had in mine. There's no reason why you can't level up and go from that insecure, skinny fat or fat guy who's getting picked on or bullied to a confident, jacked guy who is everything that you want to be. There's no reason you can't go from here to here. All you got to do is take action and lock in. There's obviously so much more to it. Everyone's situation is different, which is why I say reach out to me, because I'll help you more specifically. But a more broad aspect, You can do whatever you set your mind to. But at the end of the day, you're the one who needs to do it. So take control of your life and lock the fuck in. That's all I gotta say.